My name is Mohini again. For those who have just joined, I am a product engineer on the ArcGIS Pro framework team, and right now I'll be presenting on different UI controls that are available for developers in Pro. These are mostly the controls that are already available, and there have been a lot of requests from customers so that they can use these controls in their custom applications and custom controls. The ones that I'll be covering today are coordinate picker, definition query, geocoding, map control, and table control, which is new at Pro 2.3. I'm going to walk you guys through the documentation that we have online before we go over the demo for it. The first one is the coordinate system picker. In this is very similar to what you get out of box in Pro, and this is again available through XML. So in XML you can set the style to be similar to the Esri coordinate system style, and you bind it through bind the control properties so that it's reflected on your layers. So there's one, we have two samples for this one. The first sample is for coordinate system dialog, where you can pick and select any of the coordinate systems that are available. And the second example that we have is the coordinate system details. Here it provides a detailed grid of every coordinate system that you're able to select, and it shows the projections and the eastings, northings, and all the other details that are associated with it. The link to the samples are with each of these controls, so you can find that. So let's check out the example for this one here. So I'm going to build the solution and start it. Alright, so in this example, I'm gonna open a coordinate picker dialog. So it's also possible to have this in a doc pane, but in this example, I have it in a dialog. And I can go ahead and choose one of the coordinate systems. I can do projected coordinate systems and state plane, and for instance, node 83. So I should get a dialog on that NAT 83 has been selected. The next example that I have here is for Query Builder. So with Query Builder, you can select a layer, and the same Query Builder interface that you see through layer properties is also accessible to external customers, external developers now through the Query Builder control. This falls under mapping, and it is this is XML. Mind it, this is not DAML. This is the XML that goes behind the view model for it. So on the XML, you can build the you can configure the control and have the binding properties set to the layer. We have an example here for Query Builder control as well. And in this example, sorry, I already have Pro open. So I have a layer selected, and on the Query Builder control, I can add a clause and I get the same interface that is available through the properties layer properties dialog, and I can select the available fields and then set my definition. So I could do it maybe say less than 10,000. So you can validate the query and then apply it. So once this is done, I've done it on the hospitals layers, and this layer is for the entire US. But if you see the attribute table for it, you can find out that the query has been applied, and then there are only 1,000 records showing right now. The next one I have here is geocoding. With geocoding, it's possible. The XAML for geocoding is just a line, and this is just referencing the locator that you have. There are 3 different examples that we have for geocoding. The first one is a simple geocoding in which you're only able to you save the geocode. The properties of the geocode locator that you need is saved internally. Your customers are not referencing that or changing that or knowing which locator you're using. So all of that is done through the code. And in the simple one, there is no UI. There's no way for users to provide the input. So all of this is done through the code. So you can provide the address that you want, and you can geocode async this and then provide the results in a message box. And so this is the simplest way of adding it, where I have the where I have the address already, and then I get the entries based on the specific geocoder that is active right now. The Geocode doc pane is another UI control through which this gives you the same look and feel that is available on the locate pane. I removed the locate thing. But as in the inquiry tab, as you have locate, the Geocode doc pane gives the same UI, the same styling, so your customers are seamlessly using this, even if this is something that you have developed and something that they have been using in Pro. So here I can look for something like palm dessert maybe, and I'm able to get the same record. If I have another geocoding services, it could look through all the other geocode services that I have and give me results based on those. So all the settings and making the active geocoder, all of these are available through the Geocode doc pane UI control. In these examples, I have links for all these examples that I can provide at the end of the session. The map control, so far we've seen maps only on views and not on doc panes. So with the map control, you can add the map on different doc panes, on your custom doc panes, and have them ready. So there are 2 examples that we have here, which are for an overview map and so there is an overview map and a magnifier map. So it selects the, map control, I got lost. So on the map control, we define, this is going through XAML again, where you're binding the content to the active map and the view to it. Let me show you how this works like. So on the add-in tab, I have an overview map. So before I go there, I'm gonna select a map. So this is right, facilities is right now my active map, and as I go over, I'm only zoomed into a smaller portion of facilities. And here it can show the extent of the entire view. So there's a binding between the camera that was set in the XAML that we just saw. So this is the current one, and this is the so as this changes, you're able to see the overview map change as well. The next one that I have here is the table control. So table control link isn't working, so we're going to go through the map exploration page. So under map exploration, concepts, there is a table control. And there are two ways that table control can be, you can bind the table control. So again, we've been seeing tables just in the table view, but with this way you can have the tables in your own doc panes, and the accessibility is same as what you have in the pros defined tables. So the code has is accessing the layers from in this one from the catalog pane. So I have it on the current active map, the current active feature layers table will be shown as I open the table control. But this can also be linked to the current, this can also be picked up from the table of contents, and from there you can get the current active layer and get the table for it. And, okay. So as this loads up, this has all the same functionality that is available through Pro's table control. And you can still, it doesn't have the fields view, but this one is particular to the tables, but you can still do the same selections, and you can switch selections and get the number of records and zoom in. So all of these features are still available in table. So here again we are setting the context, and all the rows and selected columns and selected rows is coming from there. There's data binding between the selected layers and the table control. And so to get to this documentation and these samples, the easiest way, the examples that I've shown you today are coming from map exploration and map authoring. So within the Pro SDK wiki on map authoring, there's on map authoring page, it has UI controls. And within the UI controls, there's coordinate picker and query builder and geocoding. And the other part that we saw is a part of map exploration. So on map exploration, it has map control and table control. So here's map control, and then the examples. All these examples are also available in the community samples that are here, and these pages are linked to the community samples, which are Mostly plug and play, so you can play around with this with your data and your specifications that you need to have on. But these samples are ready to go and have most of the things configured. So I guess the demo theaters for this Dev Summit are done, but there's a road ahead session tomorrow, and there are more technical work sessions going on today, tomorrow, and on Friday. If you guys haven't already installed the app, you can install the app and then take the survey for this course, which is working with UI controls, and let us know how we did. I'm ready to take any questions if you guys have so. Or we are here in the Pro SDK Island today, tomorrow, and tomorrow. So if you have questions, please stop by there as well. Thank you.